Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. In our last video, we talked about Atma Karaka. What does Atma Karaka signifies? How does it gives you an idea about the design of your life, how to live a life of a purpose, and how everything should be designed around your purpose. Now, what is Darakaraka? Darakaraka is the planet which holds the lowest degree in your horoscope. It shows the quality of your connections, not just marriage, not just partnership or romance or marriage, but it is about the very connection with others. Your individuality versus other people, their individuality, and how they're connecting with you, how you're connecting with them. That is what Darakaraka is. So, when you look into the Darakaraka, you understand the design of your interaction with the world, the design of the connections and the community around you. So, when we will talk about Darakaraka today, we'll talk about the very design of the connections you will make around yourself and what you can do to have healthy relationships, and what are your boundaries, till what extent you have to work, and after a certain point you have to surrender in your connections. So what you can do to have healthy connections, what to tolerate, what you don't have to tolerate, and what is the very design and the theme of marriage, love, connections in your life. Let's get started. Sun as Darakaraka, a planet at the lowest degrees, and how it defines the very design of your connections, your soul contracts, and the people you attract in this journey. With the Sun as Darakaraka, when it comes to people around you and also in your romantic connection, the individuality of yours versus the individuality of the other person, it always clashes. You may think a lot about how much I need to sacrifice myself, how much I need to adjust with someone to be embraced, to be accepted. Because the people you attract, the partner you attract, carries a very strong sense of individuality if the sun is well placed. If the sun is not well placed, it means you are attracting a person who is having a very high ego. A lot of pride is there. So, what happens when you deal with someone who is egoistic and a lot of pride? You tend to dim your own power. You tend to forget yourself. You start sacrificing. You start adjusting. So this is a very major theme. When sun becomes Darakaraka, you have to accept those connections where your individuality is also being accepted, embraced, and valued. Why your sun is the Darakaraka? Because you should not forget who you are. No matter whatsoever connection it is, a business connection, a partnership, marriage, public life, you should not forget who you are. Healthy self respect is important. And what happens when Sun is the Darakaraka? Ego issues are the biggest struggles here. The ego clash, your individuality versus the other person's individuality. Maybe your path for what you are doing, your path is right, but for the other person, it's wrong. So the perspective, the confidence, the belief system might be very different. So when it comes to your relationships, the very design of your relationships and the people coming into your life connects with your individuality. If anyone comes into your life and doesn't embraces who you are and tries to change you, shift you, then that is not a healthy relationship. You must honor yourself. When you are in love, you should be honored, by the other person, and you should honor yourself as well, not losing your individuality, and also accepting the individuality of your partner, the personality, the confidence, good self respect towards each other. I think this is the very theme of your connections, to have mutual respect, mutual recognition. You may attract someone who might be very successful in life, might be very ambitious in life, may have very high sense of self. So that person may feel entitled to treat everyone in a very bad manner. So the height of entitlement with your partner can be a challenge in your life. So that is where you have to work, to not to completely surrender in the connection. Embracing who you are is significant for you. When moon becomes the Darakaraka, a planet at the lowest degree, how does it defines your connections, your romantic life, your partner, the connection, overall connection with people, the partnerships? So with this, definitely you are here learning to emotionally connect with others. You may attract people in your life who are very moody. Their ideas, their emotions may keep on changing. You may see emotional fluctuations between you and certain people, your partner, even your business partner, the public life also, how other people, how they project their emotions on you. So you may see that some people may get overly sensitive and emotional in your presence, and sometimes they feel very comfortable in your presence. Sometimes they kind of project their issues, their challenges on you. So somehow the emotional connection with your partner, with the people in your life, it fluctuates. And this is the area of life where you have to work the most. And that is, you don't have to over depend on someone, whether it's your partner. There can be a lot of emotional push and pull. Your partner may have a lot of needs, emotional needs from you. Your partner may expect a lot from you, that you will take care of the needs of this person as well. So there is over dependence in the relationship. It could be from your side as well, emotionally depending on your partner to feel happy, to feel strong, and this person expects a lot from you. So over dependence is a negative aspect of moon as Darakaraka, whereas the positive part of the moon as Darakaraka is, if moon is well placed, it definitely brings someone who is very caring in nature, very family oriented, very home oriented person. So you have to see how the moon is placed. But we know that the moon wanes and waxes. It has a periodic cycle of its own light, how it grows, and then it goes into this waning process. So the relationships in your life also go through this waxing and waning cycles. There are times when your relationship nurtures very well, it grows very well, and there are times when the relationship is not working very well. Depends a lot on the mood of your partner. And equally, you are also very sensitive. You will very quickly feel any kind of shift coming through your person. If that person is going through any challenge, you will quickly understand that. So any shift from your partner, any shift in the nature also, you will quickly realize that, and it will make you worry a lot. So if you want the relationship to be strong, with the moon as Darakaraka, make sure that you have a lot of stability, emotional stability. It comes from you. You're not depending on anyone for that. Creating a very healthy atmosphere for yourself, and how you are with your own self, that is very important. Like how, and with the sun as Darakaraka, your self respect, your individuality is the key to healthy relationships. For moon as Darakaraka, how safe you feel with your own self, how you sit with your emotions, how you honor your emotions, how you take care of yourself, that will deeply reflect on your relationships, on your partnership as well. Mars as the Darakaraka, a planet at the lowest degree, and how it impacts your relationship, romantic life, partnerships, the connection with the people you meet every single day. So, Mars is showing that you are someone who wants a lot of passion. You love passion, passionate about spending time with your loved ones. There is some kind of passion which is a part of your relationships. It could be a passion about creating a project, working together, or a business. It could be a passion which could be about a lot of attraction and intimacy. So your connections are based on shared passion, but also Mars is a planet of conflict and anger. So you may see time to time conflicts in your relationship. So Mars as Darakaraka, if you see, it shows that you may attract a person, you may attract people in life who are very courageous. Of course, if Mars undergoes debilitation, then things might be very different. So we have to see how the Mars is placed. But in general, the person you attract in your life romantically with respect to partner or in general your connections, they're very bold, they're very active, but they also trigger very easily. They tend to argue a lot, they get triggered a lot, they get offended very quickly. But also, these are the same people, if you are in a struggle or a problem, they will quickly run to you and will help you. Like a warrior, they're so full of courage. But also, with this placement, how is your courage? How courageous you are to be in a connection, because to be in a relationship there's so much to uh, deal with, like there are responsibilities, and you may get challenged very easily, because aggression is a major part of the relationship. Sometimes you may get very impulsive, sometimes your partner is very aggressive. So with the Mars, the conflict becomes a very significant aspect. Or maybe there's no conflict, but the kind of people you attract, they are impulsive and they trigger your mindset, they trigger you very easily. So, what you have to do with this placement is to build a lot of strength in your life. Mars is courage. Mars is the courage to speak, to take actions, to take efforts for yourself, to protect yourself. Mars is a warrior. And why do we need a warrior? To defend, to protect. So, in relationships, you must know when to protect yourself. You don't have to argue a lot, you don't have to fight a lot, but to, to be very careful with your energy, where your energy is going, where your presence is going. Take your energy back. And a healthy relationship is about where you have a very similar goal with your partner, a very similar mindset, a very similar ambition you may share with your partner. That can be a very healthy connection, because the passion you may share in a relationship, it needs an outlet, and creative projects, business, work, it can be a beautiful way to strengthen your relationship. So Mars gives a very strong chemistry and passion, but the very constructive work in a relationship, the commitment, the responsibility takes the backstage, because there's constant trigger, there's constant aggression which comes from the partner as well. So for you, it's important to know how you are giving your energy to your partner, when to stop yourself, when to give your complete presence. Taking care of your energy is significant here. Mercury as Darakaraka. What happens when Mercury is at the lowest degree, and how it impacts your connections, your romantic life, your relationships, overall the design of your partnerships. So Mercury shows that the relationship, the very foundation of a relationship, is always about the friendship, or more than a friendship, I would say two people may have common interests, or it could be a lot of talking and communication, having something common to talk about. There's a lot of humor, there's a lot of young energy in the relationship. You may attract people who are younger than you. You may get well along with people who are younger than you. And there's always a lot of communication. There's always so much of discussion over different things. So, friendship, fun, communication is a very significant thing. But the challenge with Mercury as Darakaraka, it shows a lot of duality in the relationships. It could be like you know someone, you like someone, and things may go on and off in that connection. And then after some time, you may find someone else, and then the previous person comes back to you. There's a lot of duality here. It shows constantly juggling between options, or simply it is about meeting very different people in life. You may connect with a lot of people with respect to love, with respect to the very soul connection. You may connect deeply with many people in this life. You may have short term connections, a lot of short term connections, before you actually settle with someone. So, with the Mercury as Darakaraka, of course, the clarity of the communication and the very honesty in the relationship becomes the theme. And you should first be clear of what you want in love. What do you want in the relationship? Because if Mercury is not well placed, it brings a manipulative people in your life, manipulative partner in your life. And when you don't know where you want to go and what you want to do, then you will definitely fall in that trap of manipulation or miscommunication or immature partner. So, clarity from deep within, on a very individual level, you must have the clarity of what you want in a relationship. And the Mercury as Darakarka also shows that the very theme of your relationship in life, it revolves around what others are saying about you. What does your partner thinks about you? You may be always worried about that, overthinking about what is my partner thinking, what does the partner think about me, is there any some kind of miscommunication, or maybe this person is hiding his feelings or her feelings. So you must have a lot of clarity on your side, who you are, what do you want in a relationship, and then you can be never a part of confusion coming from someone else. If Mercury well placed, it can really give a great partner with whom you can have a lot of love and clarity and a strong friendship. But if Mercury is not well placed, it definitely brings a lot of confusion, and also attracting people who don't know what they want in relationship. So yeah, Mercury over as Darakaraka is simply first you know what you want in love. Jupiter as Darakaraka, the planet at the lowest degree, and how it defines the design of connections in your life, the romance, the relationships, and overall the connection with people. So, Jupiter shows that you may always attract people who are like teachers, who are very proud of their knowledge. Now, remember, Jupiter sounds very spiritual, Jupiter sounds very positive, but any affliction to Jupiter kind of brings such people. They act like, oh my God, I'm so spiritual, I'm above everyone. But deep within, they have no sense of spirituality. Um, It's a very deceiving energy they carry. So Jupiter is not always good. If Jupiter afflicts, it shows people who act like gurus, but they are not guru at all. So just see how your Jupiter is placed, because sometimes what may happen, that the person in your life, the partner in your life, may look like, oh my god, this person is so wise, this person is so above everyone. But whatever the teaching that person might be giving you, it is not useful for you. It is just a way to make you feel low. So definitely see how the Jupiter is placed. So in general, Jupiter as Darakaraka, and the very design of your connections in this life is attracting a person, attracting a partner who is very connected to God or very spiritual in nature. Of course, Jupiter afflicts, so it could be someone, even an atheist. So again, how Jupiter is placed matters. But in general, someone who is like a teacher, carrying a lot of wisdom, shows moral awareness, very superior kind of vibe comes from this person. And also a partner with whom you can grow a lot in life. Like this person comes up with ideas, knowledge, opportunities to help you grow and expand in life. This person's advice can really help you grow. That's a very positive aspect of Jupiter as Darakaraka. And the very challenging aspect is again uh, attracting people who think they are way above than others. They're above everyone. No matter how deeply you love them, they will be like, okay, you love me and so on, but I'm still superior than you. I'm above than you. So that kind of struggle you may witness, or the other person may feel you have less knowledge and they have more knowledge. So, how do you work towards your relationships? Be open to listen to your very own self. Trusting your own knowledge, trusting your own experiences in life, trusting your own wisdom is important. I always say that Jupiter is our inner compass, and it always show you the north. It always show you what is right in life. How can you be better in life? So, the Jupiter as Darakaraka, what you need to do for yourself is be very open to your wisdom. Listen to it, trust it, have faith on yourself. Because if you don't have faith on yourself, then the other person who comes into your life will bring massive confusion. The other person may make you feel so low that you will stop having faith in yourself. The very essence of Jupiter as Darakaraka is joy. A love which brings growth, a love which brings guidance and joy. But you can make the best of it only when you trust your wisdom and your knowledge. Let's talk about Venus as Darakaraka. Venus itself is the Karaka of love, marriage, union, and family. And when the Venus becomes the planet at the lowest degree, it itself shows that the mutual respect, the mutual affection, appreciation in your connections, in the romantic love, in the marriage becomes the major theme. Either you may feel that you are doing more and receiving less, or maybe it shows that you're not very well appreciated in your connections. Venus definitely brings a lot of romance. As Darakaraka, it brings romance, it brings passion, it brings a lot of attraction in your relationship. But why I'm saying there can be inequality the moment the Venus gets afflicted or gets a difficult aspect, or the Venus nakshatra. Venus nakshatra is so important, how it is placed in a certain nakshatra. It changes everything. So Venus shows as Darakaraka for you, the most important thing is mutual respect, harmony in the relationship. Give and take should be equal in the connection. People will be very drawn towards you and very attracted towards you, how you look, how you speak, your talents as well. And the person you may attract in this life can be someone who is very good looking, charming in nature, someone who lives a life of luxury, someone who wants to have the best, everything best in their life. But the very difficult aspect of Venus's Darakaraka is very simple. Too much depending for love on the other person, too much dependent on your partner, on your connections to feel happy, or too much dependent on how you look, how you appear in front of others to make yourself valid in society. So there's a very strong desire to be loved when Venus becomes the Darakaraka. And how you attract someone, like, it's very sure that you will attract someone who is very romantic, um, like your dreams are being fulfilled, kind of romantic. But will that love stay? Will that be a love which is grounded? That is what the Venus nakshatra, Venus sign, Venus house placement will tell you. And what do you have to do with respect to yourself, your nature, so that you can have healthy relationships? You must learn to be independent. Relationships are important. To be seen by someone for you, it's important. The person who may come into your life may bring a lot of pleasure, love, and attention towards you. But somehow, there is always a factor of overindulgence when it comes to Venus, depending too much on other person's love to feel very valid, dependent on other person's appreciation to feel happy. So, depending too much on others for love, or it could be, again, you're not very open for love. If Venus is afflicted, it could also be you're not very open for love. To trust someone in love, it's very hard. So, the very healing thing which you can do for yourself is to work on your self value before you take a step to be a part of a partnership, relationship, or your people around you, the connections. The moment you start building your inner value, your inner harmony, when you're very happy with who you are, it will automatically improve your relationships and the partnership in life. Last but not the least, Saturn as Darakaraka, and how this planet at the lowest degree shows the design of the connections in life, romance, partnership, marriage, overall connections. Saturn as Darakaraka shows that the people you may attract in this life might be older than you. You may get along with people who are older, very mature and experienced in life. Your connection with people will be stronger who are older. Your connection with a partner will be stronger if that person is older than you in age. Not always. There's always it depends a lot on the chart, but overall, the energy of Saturn as Darakaraka is connection to people who are older, more successful, more mature as well. And it could be also that the emotional connection between you and your partner is not easy. That is the real struggle. What are you learning with Saturn as Darakaraka? To learn about stability in life. Your relationships will always be built on loyalty, will always be built on responsibility. You are not meant for a love which is like a show off, superficial love. Love needs to be deeper, love needs to be strong, full of loyalty. Any person who comes into your life and that person is not serious, that relationship will never stay. And the more you want that relationship to stay in your life, if someone is not serious towards you and you're still you want that person to be in your life and you keep on chasing that person, you will hurt yourself, which will be so tough to heal and get back to your strength. So I think Saturn here, because Saturn is always about certain hard lessons. So there are hard lessons with respect to love, and that is you're not meant for superficial things. You're not meant for very light relationships where there is just fun and no responsibility. Saturn tends to delay the partnership in life, but whenever it brings a partnership, it's very strong and long lasting. Everything which Saturn builds is long lasting. Now, what do you have to do with respect to love to have a very healed connection in this life? Whatever you have witnessed in love till now, whatever you have witnessed with respect to the connections in your life, how bad they were, how painful they were, that is not your reality. Don't take it as a punishment, take it as a lesson. Take it as a new learning in your life. You have been leveled. You're going higher with your lessons. You're stronger than ever before. So you deserve very patient and strong love. And that comes to you with some delays. And also, Saturn's Darakaraka shows that with some difficult experiences, you may also have a fear of intimacy. And the people you attract in this life, for them also, it's so difficult to open up with respect to their emotions and share their life with you, their experiences with you. So a good relationship takes time. A good connection, a good partnership takes a lot of time. Any connection which happens very quickly in your life is not here to stay, and it may challenge you the most. So Saturn as the Darakaraka shows the very design of your connections is about very patient, loyal, long-lasting love. And it comes with a lot of initial struggles. Because the people you may attract may have a challenge of not taking you seriously. But slowly it gets better.